I want to tell you the story about Brynn. Um, I met her when she was about a year old. What I didn't know until that time was that she'd had a rough start. Her mom was a friend of mine from church, but I didn't know about the hard year that they'd had since she was born. Ended up having antibiotics, then got asthma, had enough asthma so that if she got a cold, if she got near any other kid, she'd get a cold, and then she'd end up with asthma, end up in the emergency room, sometimes end up with pneumonia, and the cycle just went on and on. And the reason her mom mentioned it to me was because she just thought maybe I had some ideas about what she could do for Brynn so that she wouldn't continue in this cycle. And by the time I met her, she was probably someplace between 12 and 15 months old. And she was, even at that young age, quite adept at using her nebulizer, which is kind of sad statement on how often she used it. And I don't know, out of the blue, the idea came for her to use a Shafi product that we used in our family a lot on a regular basis. But if anybody had a cold coming on, we knew it helped the immune system and stuff like that. And so we used it. And so I thought, well, this is something that she could use. It's Shaklee Optiflora probiotics, and it's a cute little pearl. Looks like this. Now, to see it in the real size, you can see it compared to my hand. It's tiny, and it's they bounce. If you drop them on the floor, they bounce a lot. But anyway, very easy for a baby to swallow, and little kids seem to like them. And so she started Brynn on it. Now, when I first met Brynn, the most noticeable thing about her was that she ate bizarrely, strange things. I don't remember in detail, but she ate all the time. The other thing is that she had great dark circles under her eyes as a 1-year-old, 15-month-old, and that she just didn't look right. Well, what happened is that after she started on the Optiflora on a regular basis every day, one little Optiflora pearl every day, she stopped having her asthma attacks and stopped catching colds and stopped having pneumonia. And I think I understand a little bit of what's going on with these in the intestine. This is a probiotic, and it gets down in there and it helps fight the bad guys and stuff in the intestine. And it actually, according to what's in the product guide, here is my resource for all these different things, and it tells that a little more about how that works. And it gets all the way down into the bowel, into the colon, and helps keep a person healthy there. I've read a lot of stuff about that, and what I remember is that like 80% of the immune system is centered in the colon, and that's relatively new. That's my understanding. Anyway, so Brynn did pretty well, and then they moved out of town, and I lost track of them, and did bump into her mom some couple of years later. I said, "How's Brynn doing?" She said, "Oh, she's having a terrible time with asthma." And I said, "Well, what happened with the little Optiflora pearls?" And she said, "Oh, she got better, so we stopped using them." And I said, "Well, maybe go back and start using them again." So she did that, and Brynn came out of it again. And my understanding is that they've gone through different cycles of that, where when she is not having the Optiflora pearl, when she's doing really, really well, of course, for all of us, it's tempting to just not keep doing something unless there's a problem. And apparently that's what was going on, because my understanding is that she went through several cycles. She's now 13, 14 years old, And I haven't talked to her mom about this in the last few years, but for that baby asthma and her childhood asthma, it certainly did the trick. So maybe that's something that would be valuable for somebody else to know about.